God has a special and beautiful plan for your life. He has assigned some duty to you that He has assigned to no one else on this earth. And it is your job to carry out that mission and that purpose. Unfortunately, what happens is that we often look to our own weaknesses and failures, and we think God could never use a sinner like me. We look to our mistakes and we think, why would God use a person who has failed Him so many times? But the beauty of God's love is that He uses the people who are the weakest. He uses those who have made mistakes in their life but are now ready to make a difference in the world. We have to have a willing heart, because God is a gentleman. He won't barge Himself into anyone's life, but we need to open our hearts to Him. And when we open our hearts to Him, He will do wonderful and beautiful things through us, things that we could never ever have imagined. So when we are tempted to look at our own weaknesses, let us look to the crucifix. And let us remember that He took our sins and He bore our shame and He died on that cross. He died on the cross so that we could live a life of freedom, so that we could be happy and we could have that firm belief that if we truly confess our sins, Jesus will forgive us. So let us not look to our past mistakes or failures, but let us look to the future, because God has a beautiful future in store for you. How does God want us to be? How does God want us to use our gifts and talents in this world? Let's look at John chapter 6. In John chapter 6, we see a little boy. Now, this little boy was one of the people who were gathered around Jesus to hear His preaching. So after the preaching session, Jesus said to His disciples, feed these crowds. And there were thousands of people there. So the disciples asked Jesus, how could we possibly do this? We don't have enough money, resources, nothing. But then they see this little boy and he has 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And Andrew asked Jesus, what is this among so many people? How is this going to make a difference? But Jesus takes the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish, He blesses it, and then it's multiplied, and everyone is able to eat and be satisfied. Just like this, we are called to offer up the small talents that we have to God. And when we offer these talents to God, what He will do is He will take it and He will bless it. And our talents will become a blessing for other people. There is no talent that is too small, because it is God who has given you that talent. We all are called to be the fragrance of Christ in this world. We are called to share our talents with others so that we can build each other up. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 11, it says like this: let us encourage one another and build each other up. That is what we're called to do. And how do we do this? By sharing the talents that God has given us for the good of others. Saint Mother Teresa, she said like this: I am a little pencil in the hand of a writing God who is sending a love letter to the world. We're all called to be a reflection of Christ's love. When people see us, they should be able to see the love and joy of Jesus Christ. And this joy and this love is contagious. We are called to make a difference in this world. That is why Jesus is calling you and me. Let us not turn aside from this calling, but let us surrender ourselves to Him. I started only by the grace of God to write articles at the age of 13. And I did this because I thought, I'm too scared to stand in front of a crowd and speak to people about Jesus. So this is one way that I could spread the love of God to others. And it is only by the mercy of Jesus that I'm able to write articles. It is not my merit, but it is purely God's mercy. So whatever talents we have, let us offer it to God. And God will do miracles and wonders through us if we have the faith that it takes. And the faith that it takes to offer our lives to Him. He will never leave us disappointed. Jesus will never leave us disappointed. He will fulfill every desire of our heart if we live a life with Him. So let us run this race looking to Jesus and working for Him, for His glory. There is no greater joy in this life than to be an evangelist, than to be one who spreads the love of Jesus to others.